What happens when the person you trust turns out to be your worst nightmare? This chilling question brings us face to face with Dorothea Puente, a woman who would become infamous for her macabre deeds. Picture a boarding house in Sacramento, California. It's here that Puente began her dark journey, presenting herself as a caring and dedicated landlady. She welcomed the elderly and disabled into her home, offering them a safe haven and a helping hand. To her tenants, she was a guardian, a friend, and a confidant. To her neighbors, she was a respectable woman who went out of her way to help those in need. Her caring demeanor and seemingly selfless actions earned her respect and trust from the community. She was, by all outward appearances, a paragon of kindness and empathy. But beneath the facade of a caring landlord lurked a sinister secret. Behind the walls of the boarding house, a chilling plot unfolded. Dorothea Puente, the seemingly kind landlady, was harboring a dark secret. Under the guise of care and compassion, she was drugging her elderly and disabled tenants, causing their untimely demise. As their lives tragically ended, Puente's illicit operation took shape. She began to cash their social security checks, exploiting the trust and vulnerabilities of those she was supposed to protect. Meanwhile, tenants were disappearing. One day they were there, the next they were gone. Their sudden absences were explained away by their existing health conditions or their transient lifestyles. In a world that often overlooked the marginalized, the disappearances raised few eyebrows, but the truth has a way of revealing itself, and the walls of the boarding house could not contain this grim secret forever. As the shadows of suspicion grew darker, a horrifying discovery was about to be made. The garden of the boarding house held a gruesome secret. A seemingly innocent patch of earth, it was this very garden that harbored the horrifying truth of Dorothea Puente's heinous crimes. As the soil was turned over, the grim reality surfaced. The bodies of her elderly and disabled tenants, cruelly discarded after their usefulness had been drained. The discovery sent shockwaves through Sacramento, transforming Puente's previously unremarkable boarding house into a macabre spectacle. Law enforcement swooped in, and the caring landlady found herself under arrest, her facade crumbling under the weight of her atrocities. The media, always thirsty for a sensational story, seized upon these revelations, dubbing Puente the Death House Landlady. Her image was splashed across newspapers, television screens, and radio broadcasts. The sweet, doting caretaker turned cold-blooded killer. It was a chilling narrative that gripped the nation. The caring landlady was now a prime suspect in a chilling murder case. In the court, a battle for justice began. Dorothea Puente, the caring landlady turned alleged murderer, stood trial for her heinous crimes. The prosecution argued relentlessly, meticulously laying out the evidence. They presented her scheme of drugging her elderly and disabled tenants, then ending their lives to cash their social security checks. It was a chilling narrative of deceit and greed. Meanwhile, Puente's defense attempted to sow seeds of doubt. They argued for her innocence, painting a picture of a woman who cared for society's forgotten. Yet the evidence was overwhelming. The bodies discovered at her property, the missing social security checks, the testimonies from those who narrowly escaped her clutches. The jury deliberated, the tension palpable. And then the verdict, guilty. Puente was convicted for several murders, her facade of gentility forever shattered. The court's verdict had been passed, but the echoes of her crimes lingered. Puente's actions left a disturbing legacy behind. Her chilling betrayal not only shattered the trust of her victims, but also echoed far beyond the walls of her boarding house, sparking broader conversations about elder abuse and the faith we place in caregivers. In a society where we entrust the care of our most vulnerable to others, Puente's crime served as a stark reminder of the potential for exploitation and harm. Her story has been etched into the annals of true crime, casting a long, sinister shadow over Sacramento. Puente's dreadful deeds have been dissected in the media and crime literature, her name synonymous with the horrifying concept of a death house landlady. Yet her legacy also serves as a call to action, a plea for vigilance in protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Dorothea Puente's story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a facade of care and trust.